But what I kind of have taken away from the whole thing is that the great artists are all searching for the same thing, and that's some version of their own universal truth. And it's something that John Coltrane talked about a lot. And I decided to call the album Universal Truth. And it's a dedication to them and to what they were aspiring for.
A broadcast service of City College and the San Diego Community College District. This is Jazz FM 88.3 KSDS San Diego. I'm Dave Drexler with Inside Art. Support for Inside Art comes from the members of San Diego's Jazz 88.3. This week on Inside Art, we'll preview a new production of August Wilson's landmark Pulitzer Prize-winning play Fences at the Old Globe Theater. But first, La Jolla Music Society commemorates the centennial years of Miles Davis and John Coltrane with a mini festival of tributes to these jazz icons. It features performances from Terrence Blanchard and Robbie Coltrane, a band of veteran and rising stars led by acclaimed saxophonist Joe Lovano, and my guest, one of the leading pianists in jazz today, Emmet Cohen. Cohen is widely recognized for his virtuosity, deep swing, and commitment to advancing the state of jazz with an abiding respect for the transformational artists who've defined its history. Emmett's newest album, Universal Truth from Mack Avenue Records, coincides with a year-long tour celebrating Miles and Coltrane at 100, which comes to the Conrad in La Jolla Monday and Tuesday, April 6th and 7th at 5:30 and 8 p.m. each night. Joining me is the pianist All About Jazz calls not just a poster man for contemporary jazz, but a supremely gifted and impassioned artist of the highest order. Emmet Cohen, it's great to have you with us on Inside Art.
Hey, great to be here. Thank you for the time and for the conversation.
Certainly. Now, how important is the music of Miles and Coltrane to you as an artist?
Well, they were the first artists that I heard that I got into when I was just discovering jazz. And not many people know this, but in addition to the piano, I would also study the clarinet and the saxophone. And so John Coltrane became a big pillar for me in that regard. And of course, Miles Davis has his hand in pretty much everything that has been done in for music and jazz in the last 100 years. So it's impossible to experience American music and not feel the influence of those two artists.
I did not know. I was among the large number of people who did not know that you played a little bit of saxophone.
But it's just a hobby at maybe a jam session. I'll pick one up or something.
Well, you know how to make sound on it, which is pretty good, and it gives you a greater sensitivity for the people you're playing with, doesn't it?
Definitely. And writing for, I think, original music, it's cool when you have an idea of what it feels like to play that stuff on the instruments that you're writing for.
Well, tell us a little bit about the band you're bringing with you. The trumpeter Jeremy Pelt, saxophonist Tivon Pennicott, bassist Reuben Rogers, and the fabulous drummer Joe Farnsworth.
Yeah, Jeremy Pelt on trumpet, just one of the all-star, top-shelf, world-class trumpet players in the world. And he has such a connection to Miles Davis and the other great trumpet players. Tivon Pennicott is the saxophone player, and he's been a longtime friend of mine since our University of Miami days. And he's just a really special musician and plays with a lot of humor and empathy. And Joe Farnsworth is one of the great drummers in the world. He's with us, and he's pretty regular with me too. He brings so much fire and energy and wisdom. And Reuben Rogers, bass player, he lays the groundwork. And God, he's been one of the top call bass players for about 30 years in New York City and beyond. And so the chemistry of the band is really, really awesome. And the more we tour, the more the music takes flight and take shape in ways I could have never imagined. So it's exciting for me.
When you take on a tour that is, celebrating a particular artist, what is your approach in this case?
Well, I have a couple of things that I think of in terms of the celebration. One is that, they left us some great music and we want to play it and we want to honor it and play it in this time. So for me, that means, not finding a crazy hook to reimagine it, but just to play it in the way that we play. and just kind of go straight down the middle. And another thing that's really important is to honor our own artistry when celebrating such great artists, because you don't celebrate Miles Davis and John Coltrane without celebrating your own artistry. And that's something that I've thought about a lot, and that I've learned on tour, that you can never be a better version of them than they were. So you have to be the best version of yourself and honor them in the process. And that's been a learning experience for me, and it's helped us to find the cohesion as a band and find that balance between celebration and innovation.
I imagine that approach has also been shaped a lot by your Masters series, where you've worked with a lot of these wonderful artists who've played with the people that are in celebration here.
Yeah, it's been amazing to get to know some of the elder statesmen of jazz, whether it's Jimmy Heath or Tootie Heath, or George Coleman, Ron Carter, Jimmy Cobb. I mean, these guys have spent a lot of time around Miles Davis and John Coltrane, and have stories, and can kind of humanize those luminaries in a way, and say, they were just people, and they had every kind of struggle that everyone else does. Um, but what I kind of have taken away from the whole thing is that the great artists are all searching for the same thing, and that's some version of their own universal truth. And it's something that John Coltrane talked about a lot. And I decided to call the album Universal Truth. And it's a dedication to them and to what they were aspiring for, the connection to the greater spirit and the greater humanity. And also, an invitation for people, the listeners, to take a look at their own universal truths and what they hold close to their heart. And I think, in that way, we're able to be connected to many people around us, and it gives our project a little more meaning and makes us play with a little more passion every single night.
Well, perfect segue to my next question about Universal Truth, which comes out May 29th from Mack Avenue Records. Are these mostly original pieces by you, and who's joining you in this project?
Well, we have Jeremy Pelton and Tivon Pennicott, and they help a few of my originals come to life. We recorded a suite of mine that I dedicated to Miles and Train, called the Universal Truth Suite. So we have some original music on there. And then I also employed Ron Carter and George Coleman to come and help celebrate with us as well. And they played some things separately, and then they came together on one track, My Funny Valentine, which will be kind of a 60-year reunion for them. And I thought that would be a really meaningful centerpiece of the record, to have them come and play together and share their love for one another. It was an important thing for me to set up and to experience, and just really gives me that connection right back to the source, and helps me be able to propel my generation forward.
Well, I really admire the way you've really approached bringing jazz to the next generation. You've done it very successfully online, through social media, and you had a great series, and it's still running, live at Emmet's Place. It started during the pandemic.
Well, Emma's Place just started on an iPhone. We said, oh, we want to do what we know how to do during the pandemic and try to help people. And what we knew how to do was play music. So we played, and we put it out. and people seemed to really be attracted to what we were doing. So then we decided we would play weekly on Facebook and YouTube, and we ended up upgrading the technology and inviting guests to come join us, and creating special shows and everything like that. And it kind of took on a life of its own. And Emmett's Place became our podcast, which now we do monthly, to connect the world with each other, and also with a little piece of New York City and the great music that we have to offer here. So we've done 142-hour shows from my apartment, and then the last three is at our new location called Power Station, which is one of the famous studios in New York City. And we have this partnership now, and it's a really cool thing where we invite the world into into our living room in our studio now to spend the evening with us, listen to some jazz. And just last month in March, we had George Coleman celebrating his 91st birthday with us, and we got him a cake and everything, and played some tunes. And it was just a really special thing. And so sometimes we feature older musicians, sometimes we feature younger ones, and connect the generations and put together special shows and celebrations. And we have a wonderful vocalist, Veronica Swift, coming in April.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll do a CD release for the Universal Truth with Jeremy Pelt and Tavon and Reuben Rogers and Joe Farnsworth in May. I think Chris Potter's going to join us in June. So we have a great schedule of music and musicians lined up. And it's our way of giving a little bit of the New York jazz scene to people who may not be able to come here and see it. And so that's an important thing, and we keep it going.
How can people connect to Live at Emmett's Place?
The best way is to either go to YouTube and search Emmet Cohen, or if they go to my website, emmetcohen.com. Even if you type it wrong into Google, you can still end up there. But we have a newsletter, and I sign up for that. I send out little updates about what we're doing, and cool ways to connect, because that's ultimately what it's about. It's about the community. And I think one of the most important things for me is the people who listen, the people who come out to the clubs, the people who follow us online, and to connect with different kinds of people all over the world. It kind of shows us how similar we all are, and can hopefully offer a little bit of love that's much needed in this world, and just to propel us towards a more compassionate, peaceful world. That's my goal.
Well, that's a laudable pursuit from any angle. Emmet Cohen will be performing as part of the mini festival celebrating the 100th anniversaries of Miles Davis and John Coltrane at the Conrad in La Jolla. You'll have 2 nights there with 2 shows each on April 6th and 7th. And in between, there's going to be a free conversation with you and Joe Farnsworth together. I'm sure you may not have prepared this one so much, but what do you normally do for your talks with the audiences and things that come to see you?
We see who's there, and we try to offer a little piece of our minds and our hearts, and take some questions, and just connect. I think it's the same as when we play music. It's like we're talking to people. It's like we are conversing. We may challenge them. We may talk about thoughts we have. We may, talk about a cool record or something that inspired us. But ultimately, it's about being in the present moment with other folks who are there, whether we're playing, talking, streaming, anything. And that's something I think a lot about, is just how to get really present in that moment, and appreciate it for what we have. And that's what we do when we talk and we play. And so we'll assess it in the moment, and do something cool like we always do.
Well, that's great. You have a little mini residency going then in San Diego and La Jolla. And that will be on April 7th at 1 p.m. The admission is free for that. I believe you have to have a reservation, so you can contact theconrad.org and get your reservation in for an encounter with Emmet Cohen and Joe Farnsworth at the Conrad. Emmet Cohen, thanks again for joining us. We really look forward to having you back for a couple days in San Diego, and thanks for joining us on Inside Art.
Thank you so much, David. It's great to be here, and can't wait to see everyone in La Jolla.
The Emmet Cohen Quintet celebrates Miles and Coltrane at 100 with trumpeter Jeremy Pelt, saxophonist Tivon Pennicott, bassist Reuben Rogers, and drummer Joe Farnsworth. Monday and Tuesday, April 6th and 7th at 5:30 and 8 p.m. each night in the J at the Conrad in La Jolla. You can purchase tickets and RSVP for the free April 7th 1 p.m. encounter with Emmet Cohen and Joe Farnsworth at theconrad.org. Emmet Cohen's new album Universal Truth from Mack Avenue Records will be released May 29th, and you can learn more at emmetcohen.com. Coming up, we'll preview a new production of August Wilson's landmark Pulitzer Prize-winning play Fences at the Old Globe Theater. That's next as Inside Art continues here on San Diego's Jazz 88.3. Funding for Inside Art comes from the members of Jazz 88.3, where your support brings the joy and history of jazz and all of the arts to San Diego. To become a member, visit jazz88.org/donate.